Hello and welcome to Mr. E's Watch Reviews. Today, thanks to our viewer and member Jody, we have two Seikos. We have the Seiko MM200, that's the Marine Master 200. Actually, both of them are Marine Master 200s. But we have the spb083j1. And we also have the spb383. That might be the spr083. But it's also nicknamed the Big Blue Hole. All right. And, since we are mentioning the members and all that stuff, if anybody would like to join the members, I would really appreciate it if I just get 3 more members. Then we can unlock some extra bonuses that everybody can use. If you'd also please like, subscribe, join, blah, blah, blah. The join's right next to the subscribe thing. And today I'm wearing the Rolly. Yeah. It is the weekend. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now, this one is, I believe it's the spb083j1. This is known as the Great Blue Hole, which you can kind of see that, with the way that dial is and everything like that. Now, this thing is it was a special edition, very limited edition. They only made it for about a year. You can find these. I did happen to try and pull it up. The prices are right now ranging anywhere from $900 to $1,200 for one of these. There is some new old stock. There are some people that have brand new ones, but most of the time you would have to get it secondhand or used. This one is running the I believe it's the 6R. Hang on one second. Let's look. What does it say? I believe it's on this side right over here. Daggone it, the light is not working with me. Damn it, I can't read it. Hang on. Yeah, this is running the 6R15. I believe this has got the 72 hours of power reserve, and it's running the 21,600 beats movement. Here, we're going to wind this bad boy up, get it running. It's also, what kind of loom did they say it was? I think they call it the LumiBrite. We will throw this on the time grapher also, but it does have a screw down crown. All that feels nice. I'm really digging the beveled edges on this case and the case shape. Like the beveled edge here on the bottom and everything like that. Like, I could just see how this is going to add to the comfort level of the watch. Not only that, but it gives nice transitions for the light to hit different ways. But I like the bracelet. It's not like, it kind of looks like these center links are fully articulating, but they're not. They're actually attached. The only thing about it is, again, it's typical Seiko, so it's push pin. Which to me is upsetting on a $1,000 watch. Come on, guys. Especially a modern $1,000 watch. You know what I mean? Like a watch from back in the day where this was just the standard, which I guess it still kind of is because they're still using it. But you know what I mean? It just, come on, give me some damn screws. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, go ahead and pop this open. But you got the double pusher release, milled center pieces, three-piece clasp. Actually, it's 4-piece because, you get the fold over here. but this part is pressed, but it is nice, thick metal. So it you know, yeah, a lot better than what you get on most Seikos. Like on the lower end, like you get down to $200-300 range, the clasp is very thin. But let's see, bezel action, very nice. And lines up correctly. Yes, this feels very good. Now, my turtle feels very similar to this. The turtle is a little bit lighter as far as like the bezel action. This has got just a little bit more resistance, but it feels very, very luxury. I mean, it feels excellent. It really does. It really does. I like that. Here we go. We'll try it on real fast. I can see the LumiBrite already trying to glow. Take this off. Set this back here on there. Now, of course, this is sized up to Joe's wrist. I think I could probably take in the micro just a little bit and get it a little bit closer, but you know, I really think I would have to take out a whole link. But I mean, this thing sitting on the wrist actually fits very nice. And I mean, you know, I got a 7-inch wrist, but you can see the case basically fits the width of my wrist perfectly. And since it has male links, it actually is allowing the bracelet to hang like straight down off of my wrist. So that's actually very nice. I mean, and again, I would size these up and wear them, but you know, Mr. Joe is super careful with his watches. Like, as you can see, this is a watch that is several years old, and there's not really any scratches on it. And this does have the, you know, DuraShield coating on this watch, but we're not gonna I don't want to put it to the test. You know, Joe had given me permission to wear them and all that stuff, but I told him, I was like, no, Joe, I was like, it will be my luck. I will get a scratch on that, and I just don't want to mess nobody's super nice ass watch up. Let's go ahead and stick this one on the time grapher, and then we'll look at the other one. Here, let's go ahead and bring the time grapher up here to the forefront. Turn this bad boy on. Let's set this back here onto the graph. Let's see how she's running. Now, this does have the kind of normal Seiko tolerances of the plus, I think it's like plus 20, minus 10 type deal. Oh, hang on. I believe the lift angle on this is 53 degrees. I might need to give the watch a little bit more of a wind. Them 70-hour power reserves usually take quite a bit more manual winding. It looks like the amplitude's just a little low. Let's try and wind it up just a little bit more. And all I gotta say though is I really like this watch. Like, this is a 42 millimeter case, which is bigger than what I would normally go for. But the bigger case allows for a slightly bigger dial, which again really adds to the legibility on this thing. Because I mean, you know, them indices are right nice size. The hands are very large. let's pop that open and just make it a little easier to get on the grapher here. So as you can see, the beat error is not way off or anything like that. It's only 0.6. Giving it 10 more winds did bring the amplitude up a little bit more. I would say the watch is still probably not fully wound. Just because I would expect it to be running closer to 300. But anything over 250 is very acceptable. Oh, damn it, the heater, son of a bitch. I thought I was going to be able to get this whole video done before that thing turned back on again. Unfortunately, that thing runs forever because it's the wintertime and it's cold. I don't know how cold it is where y'all are at right now, but it's about like 30 degrees here. It's pretty chilly. But at any rate, looks like we're running right around like 24, 25 seconds to the good. Well, to the plus. So that's not terrible. That's not terrible. Because again, I believe this watch is like 4 or 5 years old. So, you know, it may be getting close to time for a service. You know, I know Mr. Joe's never had this thing in, had it opened up or anything like that, or regulated it. But yeah, you know, to me, it not running, or it running in that 20, 30 second range is not actually super surprising. It's actually one of my complaints about the Seikos, because although their movements are extremely reliable and can be regulated into a much tighter deal, they don't do that for whatever reason, which kind of bugs the shit out of me. Now, this one is spb383, or no, not 88, 383. I don't know why that's so hard for me. It's the same size as my motor in my truck. But the spb383 is a GMT diver. On the inside of the rehaut, you got all of your little hour markers and all that kind of stuff. This one also has a screw down crown. But yeah, you can see all the 24-hour markers are just there on the inside, down below the rehaut, or at the very base of the rehaut. I'm going to screw that back in. The crown action on both of these is very nice. Again, bezel action. Now, I actually like the bezel action on this one just a little bit better. But again, this one costs a little bit more money too. This one runs about $1,500, and it doesn't normally come on the rubber strap. This is just how Mr. Joe sent it. It actually comes on a very similar style bracelet to what you just saw on the other MM200. I personally think it looks better on this, but it does look good on this rubber strap. My only complaint is, like, you can see how loose the strap is. Basically, these Seikos use the big fat Seiko beefy heavy duty spring bars, and this watch has got the built-in spring bar, and it ain't the right size. Like, I don't know if you guys can see in the hole there, but you can see the thing wiggling around. Yeah, so like Mr. Joe was like, yeah, go ahead and try it out with a rubber strap. I'm like, nope. Again, you know, this watch is brand new, and it does have the DuraShield stuff on it. But yeah, again, I don't want to mess up nobody's watch. Now, one of the things that I do notice between the two, like this one, the edge comes to like an actual edge, you know, like a nice point in its polished top and bottom. Or this one is polished on the top, polished on the bottom, but there's a flat brushed edge all along here, which I actually see that as being a good thing, because like for me, I would probably chip that edge up or ding it up, and that would just piss me off. You know what I mean? Like with that nice flat brushed edge, you wouldn't notice it so much. And it gives a nice transition with the light too. Like it sparkles. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's even flashing on my little whiteboard back here. But excuse me. This one is, let's see, we can open it up. All right, so this one, which movement is this running? Dag on it. Oh, there we are. Sorry, we was upside down. Now there's too much shine. 6R54 is the movement that this one is running. Now, let's go ahead and measure these things up a little bit. Now, across the case, this one's measuring in at 43.6, actually. The bezel measures at a 40. So the case itself on this one is actually closer to that 44 millimeters. All right. Which is surprising. This one must be the 42 millimeter one. I'm sorry, you guys. If I mixed up any of the stuff in between these two watches, I'm really sorry. I'm not an expert. I just, you know, I try reading everything up on it, and I'm just doing everything off of memory. I don't use a script or anything like that. So, I am human. I do make boo-boos. So, I'm sorry if I mix any of this stuff up. But 50.3 is the case length. And with the end links, it's 53.3. Excuse me. Measuring in a thickness of 12.9. Crown size is pretty beefy. Looks like about 6 millimeter crown. The bracelet on this one tapers from 19.6 down to 17.6, and then back up to 21.3 here at the clasp. Very nice. Now, again, this one here, let's see, this one's measuring in, okay, this is the 42. All right, so this one's the 42 millimeter, and it's 20 mil in between the lugs, and the end here, we got a length of 47.3 millimeter, a thickness of 13 millimeters, and a crown size of 6.3 millimeters. So just slightly thicker crown, slightly thicker case. The Lug-to-lug was a little bit smaller on this one, because this was 48 and that one was 50. Yeah, 48.1. Versus 50. So, although these are both, I mean, and again, you know, GMT, just straight up diver, but GMT and diver. I believe this one is also using the LumiBrite. I'm not positive on that, but I tell you what, let's try and get a loom shot. So hang on. All right, so as you can see, I mean, these are both very impressive, but like this one is glowing so much, it's almost glowing white here on the camera. But yeah, I mean, again, as always, impressive Seiko loom. But you know what? I think most of the stuff that I read up on was on this one, because this one here is discontinued. I was only able to watch a video on it. So the LumiBrite must be this one. It must be the GMT. It's got the LumiBrite and the 72-hour power reserve. This one I found a couple of ads where it's for sale, and one video where the guy reviewed it. But yeah, that's right. I couldn't really find that much stuff on this one. So I will try and find actual information and put it down in the description on this thing. Man, sorry, I just happened to see something in my eyes. The way the light is glowing, I can actually see the blue dial on this one, and it's sexy. I like that. That's very cool. Of course, y'all know I'm a sucker for a blue dial, but I really like that watch. But the LumiBrite, again, very nice. As you can tell, the sun's coming up here this morning. It's nice and early. I don't have either of these watches set at the right time, but yeah. So I may have conflated some of the information between these two watches. You know, again, I apologize. You know, I am human. I tried reading everything this morning early. When I say early, what time does my watch say it is? Yeah, it's a 7:35. So I've been up since 5:30, and I was studying up on this for about an hour. But anyway, let's go ahead and throw the other one on the time grapher. See what kind of times we're running with that. With the 6R54. This is running a lot better. So this is also 21,000 beat movement. Like I said, this one may have the 72-hour power or 70-hour power reserve, but I don't know. I knew I read one of them had up to a 72-hour power reserve. So that one definitely does. I definitely know that one does. Now this is running fucking exceptional, very, very well for fucking Seiko. But again, for a $1,500 watch, I would expect this kind of performance. You know, definitely within the cost range, but this is running excellent. Big props to Seiko on this. I really like this watch. Like, you know, for a GMT and everything like that, you know, it's very nice. And we'll do the bezel action again since the heater's off. Like I said, this one feels just a little bit lighter. Like, this one feels very similar to my Turtle. And you know, to me, the Turtle feels very, very luxury also. As far as, you know, the Seiko bezels go. Now, this one does have a ceramic insert and sapphire glass. Again, I would expect these kinds of things at the $1,500 level. This one also has sapphire, and there's AR coating on both of these. But this insert is actually aluminum. It looks ceramic, but it's actually aluminum with a nice like lacquer coating on top of it to give it that look. But yeah. Now, I really like the little coin edge on this and this, although they're very different. Like, this is more of a true coin edge bezel to me than this. I know both of them are dubbed coin edge, but I kind of like the fine teeth on this one. You know, gives you a nice gripping surface. It's not roughing your fingers or nothing like that. But between the two, both of these bezels feel excellent. I mean, there's nothing wrong with either one of them, but I do like the way this one feels just a little bit better because it's just a little bit softer. Like this one takes a little bit more oomph. And when I say a little bit, I mean, we're talking about just a tiny bit. But it may be because the way this, yeah, I think it's also because the way this is beveled around the edges and everything like that. And because the steel bracelet's not on it. But this one's just a little easier to grip. It overhangs the case just by a cunt hair. So yeah. Not only that, but you know, the 42 mil size on this one, even though this one doesn't look like 44 millimeters to me, when you have the two of them side by side, this one does show that it's just a little chunkier. But man, I mean, Joe, thank you for sending these watches, dude. These are just absolutely fantastic. I really, really dig this one. You know, well, I mean, I like both of them, to be perfectly honest, but I'm feeling this one a little bit more just because of its case size. And, you know, me personally, I like the GMT functions. So if I can get a diver and the GMT all in one, then that's awesome. You know, the only things that I don't like about this one, I don't like the date window down here, and I don't like it in black. Like it's hard for me to see it. I didn't even notice it at first. I'd much prefer it to be more like that. But between the two, let's see, throw them on a scale real quick. Weight wise, and again, these are size. Oh shit. These are sized up for Joe. So that one's measuring in and at 175.2. And this one, we'll pop it off of the rubber strap and we'll just set this in there. It's going to be a little bit more because of the bag, but I don't want to lose the spring bars. And take it all out. Here, do it like this. Yep, 171. So both of them right in that 170 range. So they're a little on the heavy side, but again, you know, because I've complained before about like my titanium watches, just they're too lightweight, and you know, like even like my Hamilton Field watch. When it's on that NATO strap, come on, get in the hole. There we go. When it's on the NATO strap, it's super lightweight. You can't hardly feel it. You know, it's one of them things that, if you can't feel it, you just like, did I lose my watch? You know, especially when you're used to wearing heavier stuff like this. I mean, you know, like I said, I think Seiko really did a nice job on these, because I've also seen my buddy Rick McNeely. He's got the Seiko, I believe it's the MM200, the Manta Ray, or the one with the stingrays and stuff like that on the dial. Which is very cool, and I like its bezel action also. Like he let me check that one out. But you know, and again, you have to forgive me, Rick, if you see this and whatnot. I would like to look at that one a little bit better, but like I got to check it out for a hot second on the side of the racetrack, as I was teching cars. The bracelet on it did not feel as beefy and substantial as these two. But my memory may not be serving me correctly. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a while ago, and you know, like I said, we were bullshitting about cars and racing, and I was checking stuff, and he was checking my watches, and you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a good, thorough looking over. It was just kind of quick while I was doing other stuff. But yeah, 200 meters of water resistance on both of these. Just, I don't know. I really think these are some very nice watches. And the quality level is definitely there. Again, you know, my issue is the push pins and, you know, this stamped part of the clasp for that kind of money. But, you know, does everything function? Absolutely. It's fine. You get what I'm saying? Like, those are just personal things on my end. Because, like, even the fucking $9,000 watch, but I wish it had the second fold over piece. So I got shit to say about everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm hard to please. You know, like nobody. Well, I can't say nobody gets it just right. Jeannot seemed to make me pretty happy. You know what I'm saying? Like with getting it just right with all the stuff that I like. You know, honestly, I am so happy that he sent these in because these are not because of their price point that I would have really considered going out and getting, but I'm thinking about this one. I'm not even lying. I'm thinking about this one. This one, like I said, it was a special limited edition, so you can't get it anymore brand new unless you find somebody with new old stock. I wouldn't mind having this one, but if I was going to go out and spend $1,000 on this one or that one, I would go with that one. Just because of the case size is smaller. I really like the way this one looks. Like, this one is just absolutely beautiful. I like that beautiful blue dial. And the lume on this is just crazy. You know, I mean, like, this one's not bad, but this one's got wider, bigger hands and bigger indices. Just ever so slightly, like, you know, you can look at them, you can tell. Just everything just a little bit bigger. So you can see this one like really good. Like the lume is just crazy good on this one. But yeah, I can see why Joe loves these watches so much. And again, thank you, Jody. I really appreciate you loaning me them. Let me check them over. They are fantastic. So, all right. Appreciate you guys. Check y'all later. Bye.